For me, as a fan of history, Lisa the Iconoclast is a really interesting episode of The Simpsons. This is the 16th episode of the 7th season, directed by Mike B. Anderson. It aired in May 1996. And in this one, Lisa is doing a class project about Jebediah Springfield. And she goes to this little local museum, which I love local museums, to learn more about him and to get a better feel for what she can do with this project. But when she gets there, she realizes that Jebediah Springfield may not be exactly who he says he is. And as she begins to pick apart this mystery, she realizes that the town's founder, Springfield's founder, well, everything's basically a lie. And I won't say any more than that because I don't want to discuss exactly what she found out. But I thought it was so fascinating. And there are several reasons for that. The first is that I love the idea that history as we know it may not be what we know it. At any moment, as we have found out over the years, something we think we know may not actually be exactly the truth. And all it takes is one discovery, one note that had been hidden for centuries, or a confession somewhere, to completely flip something on its head. And this is what Lisa discovers, and I think it's such a fascinating concept. I also love learning about the history of Springfield and Jebediah himself. But I also love the fact that it makes us question whether history is, whether it needs to be correct, whether we need to know the truth to benefit. And without watching the episode, that might not be that clear what I'm saying with that. But when Lisa finds out these things, she does have to think, well, should I tell everybody that everything they love about Springfield and the founding father of Springfield, should I say that everything is not true and ruin this passion that they have for Springfield and this dedication they have for their town and this, this sense of pride? What's more important? Having that sense of pride, that community spirit, and that sense of belonging, or knowing the truth? And I don't think there's necessarily a right answer there, and this is a conundrum that Lisa does have to face, and I love it. I love this episode. I love Lisa. Lisa's my favourite character, as I've mentioned many times, and I just think this is a really brilliant episode that's quite surprising. It's quite unpredictable. There are a few things that happened that I hadn't expected, and then it takes a really interesting turn. I'd say from the middle point onwards, nothing is predictable, and it just is completely unexpected, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's maybe one of my favourite episodes. I think I'm safe to say that. Lisa the Iconoclast is a pretty brilliant episode of The Simpsons.